The class beauty said she wanted to see a living fossil, so my childhood sweetheart and all the boys in the class knocked me unconscious and used plaster to make me into one. When I woke up, my entire body was corroded by the plaster, my flesh a bloody mess, my face ruined. My childhood sweetheart was still excitedly saying to the class beauty, "Sophia, isn't this living fossil realistic enough? Ava is just cooperating. The plaster is a special effect, it won't really hurt her." The class beauty giggled as she took pictures. "Wow, so realistic. Noah, you're amazing." I struggled to speak, but my throat was burned by the plaster, and I couldn't make a sound. So my pain was just a prop for them to please the class beauty. Without saying anything, I quietly transferred to a city thousands of miles away after being discharged from the hospital. But my childhood sweetheart went crazy. "Ava, didn't you say you were just cooperating? Why aren't you coming back? Come back." In biology class, the teacher talked about the concept of living fossils. The class beauty, Sophia, suddenly raised her hand, her voice sweet and soft. "Teacher, I want to see a real living fossil." The teacher pushed up his glasses and patiently explained, "Living fossils refer to species such as ginkgo trees and Chinese sturgeon, not actual fossils." "But I want to see a person turned into a living fossil." Sophia pouted, looking innocent and naive, but her eyes intentionally or unintentionally glanced in my direction. In that instant, I felt a chill down my spine. All the boys in the class laughed, saying how cute she was. My childhood sweetheart, Noah, laughed the loudest. "Sophia, you're so cute." His laughter was especially jarring. We grew up together since we were little. He should know me best. But now he only had Sophia in his eyes. Sophia blinked her big eyes, her voice even sweeter. "Noah, can you help me make a living fossil to see?" Noah paused for a moment. Then his eyes lit up. I whispered beside him, "She's joking, don't take it seriously." My voice was very soft, so soft that it was almost inaudible, because I knew it was useless to say anything. Noah was completely mesmerized by Sophia, and he said excitedly, "That's an interesting idea. We can do a performance art. Use special effects makeup to dress someone up like a fossil. Wouldn't that be cool?" Sophia immediately clapped her hands, her eyes curving into crescents. "That's great. Noah, you're so smart." Watching their interaction, the uneasiness in my heart grew stronger and stronger. The plane tree leaves outside the window were falling, one by one, like my premonition about to shatter. After school, Noah pulled me to the art room. The setting sun shone in, dyeing the classroom orange-red. Usually this was my favorite time, but today the orange-red looked like blood. "Ava, you be the model. We're going to give Sophia a surprise." Noah's tone was relaxed, as if he were saying what to eat tonight. I frowned. "Why me?" "Because you're the most obedient," Noah said matter-of-factly. "And you're small and thin, so the effect will be best." Obedient. Those two words pierced my heart like needles. So, in his eyes, I was just an obedient tool. I wanted to refuse, but Noah had already called the other boys over. The sports committee member Mason, the study committee member Liam, the class president James. A total of 12 people came. Their faces looked especially excited in the setting sun, like a pack of wild beasts about to hunt. "Brothers, we're going to make a living fossil for Sophia." Noah stood in the middle, like a commander. The boys were very excited. "How do we do it?" "Awesome, brother Noah. For the goddess charge." Noah smiled mysteriously and dragged a large bucket out of the corner. "I've already prepared the materials, special effects plaster. It looks just like the real thing, but it's completely harmless." He opened the bucket lid, and a pungent smell immediately filled the air. It was the smell of plaster. I instinctively stepped back. "Come on, Ava, lie down, we'll wrap you up." Noah's voice sounded far away. I took a step back. "I don't want to play this." Noah's smile disappeared, replaced by impatience. "Ava, why are you such a spoilsport? Everyone is doing this to make Sophia happy." "That's right, don't be so stingy. Just cooperate." "Ava, are you jealous of Sophia?" The boys chattered and persuaded me, their voices getting louder and louder, surrounding me like a tide. Noah walked over and put his arm around my shoulder. His hand was heavy, so heavy that I couldn't breathe. "Be good, listen. Just 10 minutes, just take a picture. I promise nothing will happen, It's special effects material, the kind they use in movies. His tone was very gentle, just like when he coaxed me to take medicine when I was a child. But there was no warmth in his eyes. I still shook my head. I didn't know why, but I just didn't want to lie down. Maybe it was the instinct for survival. Maybe it was my last bit of dignity. Noah's face completely darkened. He let go of me, took a step back and looked at me coldly. Ava, are you jealous of Sophia? What? I was stunned. You just can't stand me being nice to Sophia, so you're going against her at every turn. The more Noah spoke, the angrier he became, and his voice got louder and louder. We grew up together. When have I ever hurt you? Now I'm just asking you to cooperate with a small game, and you're not willing? His words were like knives cutting into my heart. Yes, we grew up together. When I was 6 years old, he taught me how to ride a bicycle, and he never gave up even after I fell countless times. When I was 10 years old, he saved up 3 months' worth of pocket money to buy me a birthday present. When I was 15 years old, he held my hand for the first time. His palms were full of sweat. But what about now? The other boys also began to chime in. That's right, you're too petty. Sophia is so cute. Why are you targeting her? Ava, you've changed. I opened my mouth, wanting to explain something. Wanting to say that I wasn't jealous. I was just scared. Wanting to say that the smell was wrong, that it wasn't special effects material. Wanting to say that I had a bad premonition. But looking at their eyes, I knew it was useless to say anything. In their eyes, I was already a petty bad girl. Noah sighed and turned to leave. Forget it, if you're not willing, then fine. I'll find someone else. His back was stretched long in the setting sun. I had been looking at that back for 12 years. It was so familiar it was like my own shadow. For some reason, looking at his disappointed back, my heart softened. Maybe it was because I didn't want to lose him. Maybe it was because I was still holding on to a glimmer of hope. Maybe it was just because I was used to being obedient. Wait, I called out to him, my voice as small as a mosquito. I'll cooperate. Noah immediately turned around, his smile returning to his face. That smile was so dazzling it hurt. That's my good Ava. But I didn't see the triumph that flashed in his eyes. Nor did I see Sophia standing outside the window, the arc of a smile on her lips. Come on, take off your jacket first. Noah began to direct, his tone as light as if he were arranging a game. Wearing too much will affect the effect. I hesitated and took off my school uniform jacket. March was still very cold, and the thin shirt couldn't block the chill at all. I hugged my arms, shivering. Lie down on this plastic sheet. The plastic sheet was black, like a huge shroud. I lay down, looking up at the fluorescent lights on the ceiling. They were so blinding they made me want to cry. Noah put on gloves and began to smear that grayish-white paste on my body. As soon as it touched my skin, I shivered. Not because it was cold, but because it was hot. That temperature was abnormal, like putting your hand into hot water. Close your eyes, otherwise it will irritate them, Noah said. His voice was very calm, terrifyingly calm. I closed my eyes. In the darkness, I could feel the paste being applied layer upon layer. From feet to legs, from hands to arms. Everywhere it covered, it began to heat up. At first it was just warm, like soaking in a hot spring. Then it became scorching hot, like being scalded by boiling water. Gradually, I felt something was wrong. It wasn't heat, it was burning. It was really burning. Noah, it's a little hot. My voice was trembling. It's normal, special effects materials are like this. It will be fine in a while. His voice was relaxed, ridiculously relaxed. But the temperature was getting higher and higher. From heating up to scorching. From scorching to excruciating pain. I wanted to move, but found that my body was wrapped and unable to move. The paste was rapidly solidifying, sealing me inside like cement. Noah. I started to panic. It's really hot. Take it off. Don't move, it'll be done soon. He continued to smear it. Now it had reached my neck. The burning sensation became more and more intense. Not like needles pricking. Not like knives cutting. It was like someone was using a branding iron, branding my skin inch by inch. I screamed. Stop it. This isn't special effects. No one paid attention to me. They continued to apply it, to smear it. like they were completing a work of art. I struggled desperately. But it was too late. The paste was rapidly solidifying, like a hard shell, trapping me tightly. Noah, Noah. I cried and shouted, tears streaming down my face. The burning sensation had turned into excruciating pain. That kind of pain was indescribable. It was like a million ants were gnawing at my skin. It was like countless needles were being simultaneously stuck into my flesh. It was like my whole person had been thrown into a pool of sulfuric acid. I could feel my skin melting, rotting, disappearing bit by bit. This is lime. Real lime. Industrial lime. Help. Save me. My voice was already hoarse, but no one moved. I struggled to open my eyes. Tears blurred my vision, but I still saw it. Noah was holding up his phone taking pictures. The other boys were also taking pictures. Their faces were all filled with excited smiles, like they were watching a wonderful performance. The effect is really good. Ava is acting so well. This expression amazing. Sophia will definitely like it. My tears flowed like crazy, but soon, my eyelids were also burned by the lime. A stinging pain, like someone was cutting my eyes with a blade. My vision blurred. The world turned blood red. I smelled the smell of burning flesh. That disgusting, burnt smell. That was my own smell. Noah. I used the last of my strength to make a faint sound. Please. Save me. Weren't we childhood sweethearts? Weren't we best friends? I've had a crush on you for 6 years. Why are you doing this to me? Why? Look, Sophia is here. The sound of high heels approached. Clack, 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 like the footsteps of death. Wow, Sophia exclaimed, her voice filled with unconcealed excitement. Is this a living fossil? It's so realistic. She squatted down beside me. I could smell her perfume, so strong it was suffocating. She reached out to touch me. Don't touch, it's not completely dry yet. Noah stopped her, his tone indulgent. Noah, you're amazing. Sophia looked at him adoringly, her voice sickeningly sweet. This prop looks just like a real person. Prop? So I was just a prop. Of course, I made this specially for you, Noah said smugly like a child seeking praise. Look, even the expression is so pained, isn't it realistic? It's practically a work of art. Sophia took out her phone, finding the right angle. I'm going to take a picture and post it on my moments. The flash stung my eyes. Each click of the shutter was like a slap in the face. I wanted to scream, but my throat was already burned, only able to emit a whimpering sound. I wanted to move, but my whole body was restrained, like a real fossil. I could only lie there, letting them observe, letting them have fun, letting them treat my pain as a performance. By the way, who's playing this? Sophia asked curiously, her tone as light as if she were asking what to eat today. Oh, it's Ava, Noah said casually. She volunteered to cooperate. Volunteered. Those 4 words were like 4 nails, hammered into my heart. Ava. Sophia paused. Then she laughed. The laughter was crisp and melodious, but as venomous as a snake's tongue. So it's her, no wonder she's so cooperative. She's always been obedient to Noah. She deliberately emphasized the word obedient. Then she leaned close to my ear, and said in a voice only I could hear, Ava, you're playing this living fossil really well. Keep playing it forever. Her voice was full of triumph, full of the pride of a victor, and I was about to lose consciousness. The pain had reached its extreme, and I was numb. I felt myself sinking into a dark abyss. Maybe this was for the best. At least I wouldn't hurt anymore. I don't know how much time passed. Maybe 10 minutes. Maybe an hour. Maybe a century. To me, every second felt like a year. Okay, have you taken enough pictures? Noah's voice came. It's time to get Ava out. Finally. It was finally going to end. I cried in my heart. Noah began to chip away at the hardened plaster. Ha! Why is it so hard? He frowned and hit it hard a few times. Crack. Some of the plaster broke away, revealing the skin underneath. No, it couldn't be called skin anymore. A bloody mess. Scorched black. In some places, you could even see white fatty tissue. Holy shit. Someone cried out. Then there was dead silence. This is... Noah's face instantly turned white as paper. He trembled and continued to chip away at the plaster. More and more wounds were exposed. Shocking to the eye. Too horrible to look at. Call an ambulance. Quick. Hurry. The boys were completely panicked. Someone took out their phone, their hands shaking so badly they couldn't press the right numbers. Someone ran to find a teacher, their footsteps staggering. Someone threw up directly. Noah knelt beside me, frantically chipping away at the plaster. His hand was bleeding, cut by the sharp edges of the plaster. But he didn't care. Ava. Ava. His voice was trembling with a sob. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I really didn't know. I thought it was special effects material. Please don't die. Ava, don't die. Sophia screamed and ran away. The sound of her high heels gradually faded away. Click-clack, panicked and disheveled. And I could no longer hear any sound. Consciousness was dissipating. The world was disappearing. At the very end I saw Noah's face. The face I had secretly loved for 6 years. At this moment, it was full of tears and fear. How ironic. I lay in the hospital for a whole month. 80% of my body was corroded. Third-degree burns. My face was ruined. Completely ruined. The doctor said it was severe chemical burns. It would leave permanent scars. Even with skin grafts, it wouldn't be the same. The patient's condition is very serious. The doctor said to my mother, his voice heavy. Besides the physical trauma, the psychological trauma may be even more severe. We recommend long-term psychological therapy. Also, the doctor hesitated. The vocal cords are severely damaged, and it's likely she'll never be able to speak normally again. My mother cried her heart out. She knelt beside my bed, held me, and kept saying sorry. Sorry for not protecting me. Sorry for letting me encounter this. Sorry for giving birth to me. I wanted to comfort her. I wanted to say it wasn't your fault. I wanted to say I didn't blame you, but I couldn't say a single word. Not because I didn't want to, but because I couldn't. My throat was burned, my vocal cords damaged. I became mute. A disfigured mute. Noah came many times. Each time he was driven away by my mother. Get out, you animal. My mother was like a crazed mother beast. You almost killed my daughter. You ruined her. You ruined her life. Noah knelt at the door of the ward. He knelt for hours. Auntie, I really didn't mean to. I thought it was special effects material. I was also deceived. Please let me see Ava. His voice was hoarse, like a lost child. But what good were these explanations? The damage had been done. My face was ruined. My body was ruined. My voice was gone. My life was also ruined. 18 years old. The best years of my life. But I had become a monster. The police came to investigate. They took statements and collected evidence. The final conclusion was, it was an accidental injury caused by a prank. Accidental injury. For words so light. Noah and the others would have to bear civil liability. But because they were all minors, they would not be held criminally responsible. A prank? My mother broke down, her voice shrill. You call this a prank? This is intentional harm. This is murder. The police were also helpless. Based on the existing evidence, they really didn't know it was real lime. The person who sold them the material has run away, and we are investigating. But even if we catch him, the main responsibility lies with the seller, not these students. So my pain, my destruction. In the eyes of the law, it was just an accident. An accident that could be solved with money. Noah's parents came. They brought a check. 1 million. This is compensation. When Noah's mother spoke, her eyes kept looking away. She didn't dare look at me, nor did she dare look at my mother. We will cover all medical expenses, and an additional 1 million for emotional distress. We are also victims. Noah's father said, his tone businesslike. Noah was deceived by the person who sold the fake material. He's blaming himself every day, unable to eat or sleep. He's already lost 10 pounds. Please forgive him. Forgive? I sneered inwardly. Your son ruined my life. And then you want me to forgive him? On what basis? Just because he lost 10 pounds? Just because he can't sleep? What about me? Can what I lost be exchanged for his remorse? My mother tore up the check. Piece by piece, she scattered them on their faces. Get out. Get out, all of you. Money? You think money can buy back my daughter's face? Can it buy back her voice? Can it buy back her life? Noah's mother cried. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. We don't know what to do either. How about let Noah and Ava get married? Our family will take care of her for the rest of her life. Marriage? I almost laughed out loud. They wanted to use marriage to atone for their sins? Still trying to cover up the scandal with marriage? Mom was trembling with anger. Get out. Get out now. I'll call the police if you come again. The day I was discharged from the hospital, it was drizzling. The spring rain was fine and dense, hitting the window, drip, 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 like tears. I was wrapped in thick bandages, wearing a hat and a mask. Even so, I could still see the strange looks from passers-by. I was too familiar with that kind of look. Curiosity, fear, disgust, sympathy. All kinds of emotions mixed together, nailing me to the pillory of shame. Back home, I locked myself in my room, pulled the curtains closed, turned off the lights. Only in the darkness did I feel safe. Not having to see myself in the mirror. Not having to see other people's eyes. Not having to face this cruel world. Mom cried outside the door. Ava, can you open the door? Mom will keep you company and talk. It's okay if you don't talk, Mom will talk, you just listen. But what could I say? I couldn't even make a sound. Noah was still insisting on coming to see me. He shouted downstairs. Ava, come out and see me. I know I was wrong. You can hit me, scold me, just don't ignore me. Aren't we best friends? We agreed to go to college together. Ava, please. Best friends? I looked at myself in the mirror. Under the bandages were scars that would never heal. Hideous. Terrifying. Like a monster. Is this what best friends do? Mom couldn't take it anymore. She grabbed a stick and rushed downstairs. You dare to come back. You murderer. Get out. I'll call the police if you come again. Only then did Noah leave dejectedly. But the next day he came again. Day after day. Rain or shine. Just as persistent as he was when he ruined me. I started having nightmares. Every night, I would dream about that afternoon. Dreaming of the lime covering my body little by little. Dreaming of that piercing pain. Dreaming of Noah holding up his phone to take pictures. Dreaming of Sophia's laughter. Then I would wake up in shock, covered in cold sweat, my heart pounding like a drum. And then I couldn't fall asleep anymore. I could only sit in the darkness, waiting for dawn. The psychologist said it was post-traumatic stress disorder. It required long-term treatment. It required medication. It required psychological counseling. But was treatment useful? Could it restore my face to its original state? Could it make me speak again? Could it make that afternoon never have happened? None of it. So I refused treatment. I just locked myself up, rotting in the darkness day after day. Like a living corpse? No, worse than a corpse. At least a corpse doesn't have to endure pain. Until one day Mom said, Ava, let's move. She sat by my bed, gently stroking my hair. Let's go to a place where no one knows us. Start over. Mom has already made arrangements, a small city in the south. There are very good hospitals there that can do reconstructive surgery for you. Although it can't be completely restored, at least. She couldn't continue, and started to cry again. Start over? I looked at her haggard face. During this time, I wasn't the only one who was suffering. So was she. She had to take care of me, face the gossip, and endure immense pressure. Her hair had turned a lot whiter. The wrinkles around her eyes were deeper. She had also lost weight. Maybe it was time to leave. Leave this place full of nightmares. Leave these familiar people. Leave Noah. Leave the past. I nodded. Mom hugged me, crying, Ava, everything will be all right. Mom promises. The transfer procedures went quickly. Mom chose a small southern city thousands of miles away. The climate there was warm, and it was said to be good for skin recovery. No one there knew us. We could truly start over. Before leaving, Noah somehow got the news. He blocked the airport entrance. He was gaunt and emaciated. His eyes were bloodshot. His beard was scruffy. He looked like a homeless man. Ava, you can't leave. He rushed over, trying to grab me. What am I going to do without you? We promised to go to college together. We promised to be together forever. Ava, please. I lowered my head and walked past him quickly. He tried to pull me. My mom blocked him. Enough. Mom roared. What else do you want? You've already ruined her. Are you still not going to let her go? Noah froze. He looked at me, tears suddenly falling. Ava, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to. You can hate me, but please don't leave, okay? As long as you stay, I'll do anything. I can take care of you for the rest of my life. I can marry you. I can. I stopped, slowly turned around, took off my mask, revealing my ruined face. That face, it couldn't even be called a face anymore. Scars crisscrossed. The skin was uneven, like it had been burned by fire, like it had been corroded by acid, like a demon crawling out of hell. Noah's pupils constricted violently. He subconsciously took a step back. Even though he tried to control it, I still saw it. I saw the flash of fear in his eyes. And disgust. I laughed silently, laughed at him with that hideous face. Then I put my mask back on and walked into the airport without looking back. Behind me came Noah's heartbreaking voice. Ava, come back. I love you. I've always loved you. Ava. Love. Saying you love me now. Don't you think it's too late? The small southern city was quiet. No one knew me. No one knew my past. I could go to school wearing a mask, although it would still attract curious glances, but no one would ask too much. The new classmates were very friendly, maintaining just the right distance. Not overly friendly, nor deliberately aloof. I started to learn sign language. Since I couldn't speak, I would communicate in another way. The dance of fingers. Silent language. Mom was also trying to adapt to the new life. She found a job, leaving early and returning late every day. Ava, you must be well. She always said, for Mom, live well. I nodded. Yes, I must live well. Not for myself, but for Mom. Time passed slowly. The wounds were healing. Although they left hideous scars, the psychological trauma was also slowly scabbing over. Although I still had nightmares, I was starting to be able to sleep well, starting to be able to eat normally, starting to be able to look in the mirror without breaking down. I even started to learn to accept this ruined face, accept this voiceless throat, accept this incomplete self. Maybe this was my fate. The year I was a senior in high school, I received a letter. No signature, but I recognized the handwriting. It was Noah. The letter was long, filling 10 whole pages. The handwriting was messy, as if written while crying. He said he had been looking for me, said he went to many places, said he lost 30 pounds, said he regretted it every day, said he had nightmares every day, dreaming of that afternoon, dreaming of my screams, dreaming of my bloody, mangled appearance. Said he wanted to die, but didn't dare to die, because he hadn't received my forgiveness. Said he was willing to exchange everything to go back to that afternoon. Said he loved me, had always loved me since childhood. Only he was misled by Sophia. Now he was awake. He saw Sophia's true colors. It turned out that bucket of lime was prepared by Sophia. She deliberately lied to him, saying it was special effects material. She wanted to mess with me, because of jealousy, jealous of my relationship with him. But she didn't expect it to be so serious. Now Sophia has also transferred schools. Her conscience is uneasy, or she's afraid of revenge. He said he had reported it to the police, but there was no evidence. Sophia wouldn't admit it. He said sorry, again and again. Countless apologies. Finally, he said, Ava, please forgive me. Even if you never forgive me in this lifetime, it's okay. But please live well. For yourself, live well. If there's an afterlife, I'm willing to bear all your pain. If we could switch, I'm willing to become the way you are now. Ava, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I finished reading the letter. Calmly tore it to shreds. Piece by piece. Thrown into the trash can. Forgive. I'm not qualified to forgive. Because that innocent and kind Ava already died that afternoon. What's alive now is just a walking corpse. Mom asked me, whose letter was that? I shook my head, gestured, it's nothing. She sighed in relief. That's good. By the way, have you decided on your college major? I nodded, wrote on the paper, medical school. I want to study medicine. Want to understand the human body. Want to know how skin regenerates. Want to know how vocal cords are repaired. Want to help those who are like me. Want to let them know, even if they are seriously injured, they can stand up again. Although the ones who stand up are no longer who they used to be. The day the college acceptance letter came, Mom cried. My daughter is amazing. She hugged me. Tears soaked my shoulder. Mom knew you could definitely do it. I also cried. Cried silently. These 3 years have been too difficult. Wearing a mask every day, communicating with sign language, enduring strange gazes, enduring the pain of the scars, fighting against the nightmares. But I made it through. I got into medical school. Although not the best. But for me, it's already a miracle. Before school started, I went to the hospital for one last checkup. The doctor said, the recovery is good, the scars have stabilized. If you want to have plastic surgery, you can consider it now. Although you can't completely restore your original appearance, it can improve a lot. I shook my head. These scars have already become a part of me. I don't want to erase them. They constantly remind me of how evil humanity can be. It also reminds me how strong I can be. University life is fulfilling. I study hard. My grades are always among the best. Classmates take good care of me, helping me take notes, practicing with me. Gradually, some people learn sign language. They can communicate with me normally. I made real friends. The kind of friends who wouldn't hurt me to please others. The kind of friends who accept my disability. Life seems to have hope again. A little bit of faint hope. Like fireflies in the dark. Although small. But warm. The winter of my junior year, I was studying in the library, preparing for graduate school entrance exams. Suddenly someone sat across from me. I looked up and was stunned. It was Sophia. I hadn't seen her for 3 years. She looked much more haggard. No longer the bright and beautiful class beauty she once was. There were fine lines around her eyes. Her eyes had also lost their sparkle. Long time no see, she said. Her voice was hoarse. I lowered my head and continued reading, not wanting to pay attention to her. I know you hate me, she said, but I have something to tell you. I still ignored her. She continued on her own. Noah's crazy. My hand paused. He's been abnormal since you left. Looking for you everywhere, neglecting his studies. He didn't even take the college entrance exam. Later, he repeated a year, but he still failed miserably. His parents sent him to a mental hospital. The diagnosis is severe depression and schizophrenia. The doctor said it was because of a huge psychological trauma. He keeps saying he wants to find you, to ask you to forgive him. Says if you don't forgive him, he'll go die. Sophia smiled. Her smile was bitter. So pathetic. To make himself like this for someone who will never forgive him. I looked up and signed. What does it have to do with me? She was taken aback. Then she understood. You're right, it really has nothing to do with you. Just like how you are now has nothing to do with me. She stood up, preparing to leave. After taking 2 steps, she turned back. Ava, you know what? That bucket of lime, I was the one who arranged for it. My pupils shrank. She continued. I knew that idiot Noah wouldn't be able to tell the difference between real and fake. So I deliberately had someone give him real lime, telling him it was a special effects material. I just wanted to prank you, to make you look foolish. I didn't expect it to be so serious. She shrugged, looking indifferent. But it's fine. Now that your face is ruined, you can never steal someone else's boyfriend again. My hand was trembling. Anger, hatred, pain, all the emotions churned in my chest. So that's how it was. So she was the one who orchestrated everything. Noah was just a knife in her hand, and I was the thorn in her side she wanted to eliminate. What, you want to hit me? Sophia looked at me provocatively. Come on. I can sue you for intentional injury. Anyway, you're a mute, you can't explain anything. And she leaned closer. Her voice was vicious. Who would believe a monster's words? I took a deep breath, trying to calm down. Then I took out my phone, turned on the recording function, and signed, "Say it again." She was stunned for a moment, then sneered. Do you think I'm stupid? I didn't say anything. Sophia, don't slander me. Besides, so what if you have a recording? The statute of limitations has expired. The law can't help you. Just accept your fate. Monster. After saying that, she left in her high heels, leaving me sitting there alone. My hand was still trembling. Not because of anger. Because of sorrow. So this is the truth. So my life was ruined by such a person. A vicious woman consumed by jealousy. That night, I went to Noah's house. Not to forgive. Just to see. To see what he looks like now. His mother opened the door. She was stunned for a long time when she saw me. Then she cried, Ava, is that you? I nodded. She cried even harder. I'm sorry, child. It's all our fault. We didn't raise Noah properly. We made you suffer so much. I shook my head and typed on my phone. I want to see him. She wiped her tears. Okay. He's in his room. But he's not doing well. You need to be prepared. I followed her upstairs and pushed open the door. I saw Noah. No. Was that still Noah? He was sitting in the corner, skin and bones. His hair was a mess. His eyes were empty. He was muttering something, listening carefully. It was my name. Ava. Ava. I'm sorry. Ava. Over and over again, like a broken repeating machine. When he saw me, he froze for a moment. Then he lunged at me wildly. Ava. You're back. You're finally back. He wanted to hug me. I dodged him. Ava, you've forgiven me, right? He knelt on the ground, looking up at me. You came to see me, so you've forgiven me, right? I knew you would forgive me. We're best friends. We said we'd go to college together. There's still time. We'll retake the college entrance exam. Together. Okay. I shook my head and took out my phone and typed a line. Sophia said she prepared the lime. He froze. For a long time. Before he reacted. What? Impossible. She said it was special effects material. I typed again. She lied to you. And hurt me. Noah's face turned pale. He began to tremble. Holding his head, he cried out in pain. No. No. What have I done? I ruined you with my own hands. Ava, I deserve to die. I deserve to die. He started hitting his head against the wall. Once. And again. His forehead quickly started bleeding. His mother rushed in. And together we held him down. Noah, calm down. Don't do this. Noah looked at me. Tears mixed with blood flowed down. Ava, kill me. Please kill me. I don't want to live anymore. Every night, I can hear your screams. I can see you being corroded by the lime. I can't take it anymore. Kill me. Please. I watched him silently. Watching this once spirited young man. Now turned into a madman. We were all Sophia's pawns. Only I lost my looks and voice. And he lost his sanity. Who is more pitiful? Both are pitiful. Leaving Noah's house, I went to the police station. Told the police about Sophia's deeds. Although there was no audio evidence. But I still had to speak. Using sign language. Using words. Using every means I could. The police were sympathetic. But also helpless. It's been 3 years. Exceeded the statute of limitations. And there's no direct evidence. If she doesn't admit it, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry. I knew it all along. The law can't protect me. So I don't expect the law to give me justice. But I won't give up. I started writing my story online. From the perspective of a mute. Narrating everything that happened that afternoon. Every detail. Every bit of pain. After the article was published, it caused a great response. Many people condemned Noah and those boys. Some also began to pay attention to Sophia. Her photos were doxed. Her school was exposed. Her home address was made public. The power of public opinion is terrifying. Sophia's life was disrupted. Someone recognized her, pointed and talked about her. That's her, that vicious woman. She ruined a girl's life. So disgusting. She had to drop out of school, hiding at home, afraid to go out. She posted a statement on social media to clarify, saying she was framed, saying it was all Ava taking revenge. But not many people believed it, because everyone could see. A truly innocent person wouldn't say such things in front of the victim, wouldn't be so unscrupulous in boasting. In my senior year, I received news. Noah committed suicide in a mental hospital, hanging himself with a bedsheet, leaving a suicide note. Only 4 words. Ava, I'm sorry. His mother called me, crying heart-wrenchingly. Child, Noah is gone. He asked me to tell you. Said if there's a next life, he hopes we can still be friends. Hoping to make amends. I was silent for a long time, replying with typing software. Please accept my condolences. Noah's mother cried even harder. It's all our fault. If we had educated him properly in the first place. If we hadn't indulged him. But there are no ifs in this world. I hung up the phone, looking at the sunset outside the window. Noah is dead. The boy who once said he would protect me forever is dead. The ridiculous thing is, he destroyed me with his own hands in the end. And now, he's running away with death again, leaving me alone, to continue to live with these scars. I don't hate him anymore. There's no point in hating a dead person. I just feel sorry. If there was no Sophia. If he hadn't been so stupid. Never mind. There are no ifs in life. Sophia also got her retribution. She was splashed with sulfuric acid, right at her doorstep. The person who splashed the acid ran away, didn't catch her. Half of her face was ruined. Worse than mine, because the sulfuric acid was more concentrated. She came to find me. Knelt down in front of me. You did this, didn't you? You hired someone to throw acid at me, didn't you? Ava, I know it was you. I shook my head. It really wasn't me. I didn't have the ability, nor the desire. But she didn't believe me. It must be you. You vicious woman. You ruined me. She cried hysterically. How ironic. When she ruined me back then, did she ever think this day would come? I took out my phone. Typed, it wasn't me. But I don't pity you. This is your retribution. She was stunned. Then she laughed. Laughed miserably. Retribution? Yes, retribution. You all got your retribution. Noah is dead. You are disfigured. None of you won. I looked at her. This once glamorous class beauty. Now a complete mess. Just like I was back then. But I still didn't feel any sympathy. Because she was the instigator. All the tragedy originated from her malice. Later, I heard she went crazy and eventually jumped into the river and killed herself. I'm doing fine. After graduation, I used my talent and got a good job. A few years later, I bought my own house. I had surgery and my appearance was mostly restored. And my voice was also restored by chance. My life afterwards was relatively peaceful and smooth. Not bad.